Dear students, um, I am Soha Bansiwal, Assistant Professor English, SPC Government College Beam. Today, I am going to explain the rest of the poem Laxman by Tarudat. In this third video of this poem, we will discuss the rest of the poem. Here the poet says, "In going hence," here Laxman says to Sita, "in going hence I disregard the plainest orders of my chief. A deed for me, a soldier, hard and deeply painful. Um, deed for me, a soldier, hard and deeply painful. But thy grief and language, wild and wrong, allow no other course. Means be the crime, mine be the crime, and mine alone. But oh, do thou think better of me from this time." Laxman says to Sita that he is going uh, to he is going in search of Ram, but in doing so he is disregarding the clear the clearest orders of his chief, who is Ram, his elder brother, who has uh, who has kept him who had kept him there to protect the life of Sita from any danger. But and it was his duty as a soldier to guard Sita. And deeply painful, but thy grief and language wild and wrong allow no other course. But Sita's charges on him and his angry words leaves before him no option, no choice, and he is now ready to go in search of Ram. Mine be the crime, and mine alone. But oh, do thou think better of me from this time. He says that uh, he takes on uh, he takes the crime of breaking this order um, of his brother, and for this she should not feel guilty, but uh, she should think better for him from this time. Here with an arrow, look, I trace a magic circle before I leave. No evil thing within this space may come to harm thee or to grieve. Step not for aught across the line, whatever thou mayst see or hear, so shalt thou bark the bad design of every enemy I fear." Before going from there, Laxman draws a circle round the hut in which Sita was dwelling to protect her from any harm. He says to Sita that, "Look, I am tracing a magic circle before I leave. No evil will come within this space. The space within this magic circle may come to harm thee or to grieve. Step," and he warns Sita not to step out of this magic circle, whatever she may see or hear outside this magic circle, because until she does not cross this line, she will be safe from any evil design of enemies about whose approach he is fearing. He he fears. And now farewell, and now farewell. What thou hast said, though it has broken quite my heart, so that I wish that I were dead, I would before. O Queen, we part, freely forgive, for well I know that grief and fear have made thee wild. We part as friend, is it not so?" And speaking thus, he sadly smiled. And Laxman says, "Go." Uh, is now ready to go in search of Ram. But before going, he says to Sita uh, that now farewell. He bids farewell to Sita. What thou hast said, though it may broken quite my heart, so that I wish that I were dead. And he says that whatever Sita has said to him has broken his heart, and he wishes that he may. he were dead, I would before, O Queen, we part freely forgive. For well I know, he says that before parting, the Queen Sita should forgive him. Um, that grief and fear have made thee wild. We part as friend, and he says that he knows that um, the grief and fear and anger of Sita was due to uh, n- he says that the wild behavior of Sita was due to her grief and fear, uh, and for which she she is not to be blamed. Uh, but they should part now as friend. Is it not so? And speaking thus, he sadly smiled. And saying this, he sadly smiled. And oh ye sylvan gods that dwell among these dim and sombre shades, whose voices in the breezes swell and blend with noises of cascades, watch over Sita, whom alone I leave, and keep her safe from harm, till we return unto our own, and I and my brother arm in arm. And before going from there, Laxman invokes the gods and goddesses who live in this forest, and he says, and he addresses the sylvan gods of this forest, who live in the dark shades of this forest, and whose voices are heard um, when there are breeze, when winds are blowing, and their voices are heard in the noises of cascades. And he addresses all these gods to watch over Sita, whom he is leaving behind alone, and he requests these gods to save Sita from any harm till he and Ram return back together. For though ill omen round us rise, and frighten her dear heart, I feel that he is safe. He says that although there is ill omens, um, but and these ill omens making her heart fearful, and means these ill omens making her frightened, but he says that he is sure that Ram is safe. Beneath the skies, his equal is not, and his heel shall tread all adversaries down. And he appreciates Ram, and he says that there is he says that under this sky there is not a person or devil who is as who can be equal in strength of Ram, and his heel shall tread all adversaries down. And he says that Ram is capable of killing all his adversaries, whoever they may chance to be, whoever they may be. Farewell, O Sita, blessing crown and peace forever rest with thee. And by saying so, he bids farewell to Sita, and he wishes that um, her head should be showered with all the peace. He said, and straight his weapon took, his bow and sparrow arrows pointed keen. Kind, may indulgent was his look. No trace of anger there was seen, only a sorrow dark that seemed to deepen his resolve to dare all dangers. Hoarse the vulture screamed as out he strode, with dauntless air. He said, and straight his weapons took, his bow and arrows pointed keen. By saying so, he lifted his arrows and his bow and his weapons. uh, These weapons, the bow and arrows, and he started to go in search of Ram. There was uh, there was no trace of anger on his face. Only there was a trace of sorrow on his face that seemed to deepen his resolve to dare all and dangers. And this sorrow, uh, in on his face, there one could see the determination to face all the dangers that may come to his on his way. And horse the vulture screamed as out he strode with dauntless air. And as he started to go out, um, a vulture screamed, and the scream of vulture is an ill omen, and this ill omen fears his heart fills his heart with fear for Sita, and he wishes that no harm can reach to Sita and she may be safe. Uh, so, in this poem, uh, Sita, in anger, imputes charges, and she asks Laxman to go in search of Ram, but Laxman is aware of the fact that no harm can reach to Ram, but due to harsh words of Sita, he feels compelled to go in search of Ram. But before going away, he draws a magic circle to save her from any danger, and he addresses all the gods of the forest to save her. Um, and in this way, at last, he goes in search of Ram. Thank you.